Well, hello there again. Fancy to meet you here in my little red corner. Yes, you guessed it, I am back for another movie review. The movie I will be reviewing today is none other than The Maze Runner. The story of The Maze Runner is about a boy named Thomas who is deposited into a community of boys after his memory is erased, soon learning that they're all trapped within this huge maze that will require them to join forces together for a chance to escape. Going into this movie, as for my expectations, I really did not have any expectations. I will say, I saw trailers for it on a few occasions, and there was a little bit of marketing on websites or whatnot, but honestly, I really did not really have any expectations going into this movie, nor did I have prior knowledge. It's based on yet another book series, which I have not read. I feel like that may have been my advantage for going in. Not knowing very much was probably a good thing going into this film. The acting was really good, and that was a big seller for me. From the main lead to all the other supporting roles, and there are quite a number of supporting roles. Everyone did a fantastic job. The story was good. It was like one big mystery. It really just dove right in, honestly. The first second you're already skyrocketed into the story, so definitely not a slow start, but don't go into the maze. It was just one big mystery. I feel like this movie is like a love child between Hunger Games, Lord of the Flies, and Lost. It really hooked me in from the beginning. There were also some pretty scary moments, I will say. In the story, they're not supposed to wander the maze or get caught in the maze at night because these creatures called the Grievers inhabit, as you will, or come out at night. And once these creatures are revealed, I will say I was quite scared. I was grasping my boyfriend's hand really tightly and tighter and tighter and tighter during this sequence, almost to the point of me having to go like this. I'm a wuss, okay? I hate horror, I hate gore, I hate scary. I'm just a wuss. But the acting was good, the pacing was good, even though it was non-stop. I will say that the film struck a great balance between character development and pacing and plot progression. Because sometimes when a plot tends to move very quickly, they just skip right past all the character development. But luckily, this film does not. And even though it was under 2 hours long, they still managed to make me care about the majority of the characters, frankly, as well as continue to keep the plot moving steadily and nicely and not brushing over anything that may have been pivotal to the story. And so I give them props for being able to balance out their character development as well as the plot and keeping up this very fast-paced movie from start to finish. So major kudos in that department. But nothing is ever perfect, so without further ado, let's talk about a few things that I had a little bit of a problem with. I don't really have that many qualms with the acting. There is one instance in the film where one of the characters says another character's name rather interestingly.
Thomas.
It was literally just like that, minus the beard. And honestly, that was the only line that I felt like was a little bit hokey, but mainly the deliverance. I will say, probably the biggest area that this whole entire film sort of faltered was not even in the film itself, but more so in the marketing for the film. Like I said, I went in with hardly any knowledge of it, and really with no expectations. The reason that I didn't have any expectations was because I really wasn't hyped up or overly excited for the film. I didn't read up on a whole lot of reviews, honestly, primarily because I didn't see a lot for this film. I feel like the marketing for this film just did not push it enough. That probably would be my biggest qualm, is the marketing for the movie. I feel like it wasn't marketed enough or marketed as well as it should have been, because the movie was actually very good. On to another note, they definitely left the movie in a cliffhanger. So not too many spoilers there, but that's going into the start of a book series, I was sort of expecting that, but that being said, because I enjoyed the movie that much, it just made me gasping and yelling at the screen like, I want to know what happens next. It's one of a series, that's all I know. So I'm not exactly 100% sure on how many books are in a series, but it's the first one of a few. Because, I can't be bothered with actually reading the book. I mean, who the hell does that? And those were my only qualms. I felt the marketing could have been better. We had that one little tiny line.
Thomas.
and then the ending, which is sort of a good thing but also an annoying thing, just left me begging for more because, I don't know what happens next. And finally, I'm going to address everything that everyone talks about with these young adult films, is the constant comparisons to the Hunger Games, Divergent, and The Giver. I thought this film was very strong for a first movie, just like Hunger Games had a very strong first movie, so I feel like it's almost near that level of strongness when it comes to the first Hunger Games. Divergent, I probably liked it, probably just as much. I have a little bit of a soft spot for Divergent simply because of Shailene Woodley, but other than that, I feel like I felt this movie was just as strong as Divergent. And I did enjoy it more than The Giver. I still liked The Giver, but I think I enjoyed this film a little bit more just because of the story itself, and it, I think, intrigued me a bit more than The Giver did. But that being said, I like all of these movies. Whatever, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I like them all. I love some of them. So I will say that The Maze Runner will definitely earn a place on my shelf going forward in the future. In the end, The Maze Runner was definitely a winner. It hooked me in, and I actually plan on seeing it again in theaters because I was that hooked. The characters were good, the pacing was great, the story was intriguing, and I'm excited for the sequel. I give The Maze Runner a solid 4 stars out of 5. And that is a wrap for Yet. I just snapped. Wow. And that's a wrap for this movie review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for next time. And until that time comes, bye for now, you guys.
I gotta say Thomas right. Say it for me. Ma! I can't do this.
Yes, you can. We set this all up.
I know.
Just look at the camera so intensely when you wake up. And not laugh.
That wasn't even intense though. That was like crazy.
Except, God damn it, I need to stop talking. Really? God, I am still filming.
I get.
Why can't you do this?
I don't know, because I sound stupid doing it.
You were the one that wanted to do this.
I know.
I'll say it louder.
Say it out loud. I have to have like a whole little bit of seriousness before I say it.
Really?
It was so good up until I started laughing.
Oh my god.
That was good enough.
Good enough?
Are you actually recording?
Yes, I'm recording.
I don't know.
Are we seriously? Is that gonna be it?
I thought so. Were you okay with that?
I don't know. Maybe.